Let me make sure I'm live as I always do. Yo, this isn't gonna be a long live at all, but I just saw a couple of things today that I wanted to speak on. Let me make sure that I'm live and I can hear myself. Okay, testing, testing. Okay, testing, testing. All right, so I'm live. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. So all right, so I wasn't gonna do this part two just because, like, when I listened back to the part one, it's like I kind of said more than I wanted. I really wasn't. I don't know how to say it. Um, I didn't even really want to say all that. That video was more so for like other people. I did address that person that I was talking about in that video, but the video was mostly for other people and just all the shit that they was talking like a few months ago. When they was trying to act like the problem was me. So no, like I said, the problem was never me. But what I want to address today is this is the thing, right? I'm gonna just take it back, right? I'm gonna take it back to some months ago. Well, no, a few years ago. A few years ago. Um so I didn't know this person well. Like I didn't. So let me just tell y'all, let me see. I'm trying to see how I'm gonna start this video. Let me start with this. Let me just say I saw two different things today. This video was inspired by two different things that I saw today. So um the first thing was the conversation that I saw a conversation on Pop Out TV's wall, and it was like, you know, okay, y'all, I'm trying to get back on track. I kind of had a long day. But okay, so I saw a conversation on Pop Out TV's wall, and it was between the person that I'm talking about and Pop Out TV. And so apparently, like, I didn't know Pop Out TV. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised, but I didn't know Pop Out TV takes money like to cover topics. I didn't know that. But somebody was basically talking about paying Pop Out TV to review a video. So, I mean, I almost left a comment. Um, and the comment that I was gonna leave was like, okay, so we stage in the news. That's what I was gonna say, but I was like, I'm not about to insert myself into this shit. Whatever. I'm not worried about it. Okay, so but I'm trying to figure out like what the fuck going on. So I'm looking, right? I'm just looking, and I figure out what that person is talking about. Just based on context clues, I figured out what he was talking about. And so that's one of the things that's inspiring this live today. The other thing that is inspiring this live today is a video that Pop Out put up a few days ago, or maybe a couple days ago. And he basically said, well, no, he posted some video from a live that this person did maybe last week or something like that, and then he posted a video from a few years ago, where people were reacting to the situation that unfolded a few years ago. So this video might be all over the place because I'm trying to be brief, because the people I'm talking to, they know what I'm talking about. Hey, May, good to see you. Hold on. Let me suit you up, girl. Thank you for coming through. Good to see you here. May. I might I don't know if you stick around, I'm gonna say some stuff to you specifically. But so what was I saying? Okay, yeah. So some people were reacting to the situation that occurred a few years ago. And something that they said actually struck me. I came to a realization today, as it relates to that. So like I said, I'm not gonna be like retelling the story or anything like that, because I think people who know what's going on, they know. So, and like I said, I'm not trying to like conjure this person up or nothing like that. He said he not gonna respond to me. Please do that and just don't respond to me. I'm asking you to. I'm not. Okay, so that's fine. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say nothing too crazy. So therefore, there's no need to respond. Okay, so um All right, so let me just say a few years ago, when I first came across this person, I think it was because like I used to watch Nyla Says, even though it's interesting, I just, had an issue with them. But I used to watch, Nyla Says or whatever. And I think that's how I found his page because I was looking it up and looking up her. And then, I guess he had a video about them or whatever like that. And so that's how I found his page. Okay. I thought, and I didn't know nothing about him. I didn't know nothing about him. I thought he was entertaining. You know what I mean? I thought he was funny, just what I mean. He just was he was an entertaining person. Hey, soul provider. I don't know when you came in, but I'm gonna go over the reason why I'm making this video today. I was saying a couple weeks ago that I was gonna do a follow up to the initial video that I did. This is it's kind of on the same type of vibe, but not really. This is more like an analysis. Okay, so yeah, he was entertaining. He was entertaining to watch. He wasn't like boring or nothing like that. He was funny. Okay, so so um actually maybe the one of the times I was watching his live, he was into some bullshit. I'm not gonna really go there. I'm not gonna talk about what it was, but he was into some bullshit, and I didn't type at that time. I was just watching. But my thing is, the person that he was getting into it with at that time is a person that always be into YouTube drama, and so I feel like some people like that type of shit. Some people like drama. That's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Or they may not know that they like it, but it's just something in them that wants to go back and forth with people. So, I'm in my mind, there's no victims, whatever. But I don't do all that type of shit. I don't be on here fucking with people or nothing like that. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm not in that. So, and I'm only saying that just to say, um, I didn't necessarily think that this person was a bad person, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes, like, okay, like you can watch some shit, like just like you watching TV or you watching football. That's what it was to me. You know what I mean? To me, I didn't see anybody actually like getting hurt. It's just people that want to be in the game, they in the game. That's how I saw it. So, but I never had an issue with him. Like I literally never had an issue with him, like at all. He said that he was offended by either something I said or something I did. I don't know how true that is, whatever. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. But let me just talk about when this person. I mean, I guess he turned on me more than once, but no. First, he was acting funny, and then he actually did turn on me. You know what I mean? And I'm the type of person like I'm a cool person. I'm a chill person. I'm not gonna say I'm forgiving because I'm not. I do hold grudges. But at the same time, I feel like there's a difference between bullshit and like when you're really trying to hurt somebody. And just over a period of a few days, I saw that like this person really didn't mean me no good. So I'm just like, okay, no, I'm never like we good. You know what I mean? That's done. All right. So, but I never would have thought he would have turned on me. I never would have thought that because it's like we never had an issue. We was cool. I don't mean we was the best of friends. Fuck no. We never had any issues. So um so as far as like the pop out conversation, what I saw written on Pop Out TV's wall today, and I think he deleted it. But basically, he was saying like, don't come through trying to get somebody to post something, and we'll post it if we want to. And if you want us to post it, then you send a cash app. So this person that I'm talking about was talking about paying Pop Out $300 to do a video on something to cover something, right? So like I was saying, I just used a few context clues, put two and two together, and I figured out what he was talking about. And this is the part that I can't say it's surprising at this point, um but I want to it kind of connects back to what was said. Let me just put that there. Let me put that there. So then the video that Pop Out did put up of the conversation that this person was having in his truck or whatever like that, and then a conversation he had a few years ago with some people, and somebody said something that stuck with me. He said, when some okay, they was talking about, well, he said something like, you can know that something is technically wrong, but you don't feel like you hurting anybody or whatever like that. I mean, that sounds fair, right? Okay, that sounds fair. Okay, but then the next person said, no, no, no. Actually, the person who was reviewing the video paused it and they said that's bullshit because you know when somebody is weaker than you. And I said, well, damn, like now I feel like certain shit is kind of starting to come together, you know? Um, and let me tell you what I mean. Um, back to what I was saying about how like I never knew him. My sister works with children. Hey, the cynical one. My sister is she's like a caseworker. She's like a supervisor, whatever. But like she works with like whatever child protection. And so I knew I had an opinion on the situation when I first heard about it, but I wanted to see what her opinion was on it. And she said like you never give up on a child. Like you never like it's you can't it's, at that age that he was, there's no way you can sit up there and say that that child does not have the capacity to change. And I just wanted like to see what she thought because she knows more about that type of shit than I do. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, are we really responsible for whatever we did when we were 11 years old? So I mean, to me the obvious answer is no. Yet at the same time, like clearly that's not normal behavior, but at the same time people can get into shit based on like how they was raised or like who they're around, or the lack of supervision around them and stuff like that. So you can't, that's why I'm like, okay, you cannot blame an 11-year-old for something like that. Doesn't mean that something is not seriously wrong. Sure, yeah, something is, but you can't blame nobody for that. And you can't just automatically assume that somebody is an adult is a bad person based on that. That's how I was looking at it, because I felt like, because you know how fake people in people on YouTube are. So I'm just thinking, okay, they just throwing that in his face just to try to like embarrass him, and like, and they trying to act like they so fucking concerned when they don't actually give a fuck. So that's, I mean, and I still think that's true. Like to this day, I think that's true. But I think this is the part that this is kind of how it masked the truth. It masked the truth. Because I think that that was the same person. You know what I mean? The person that we're dealing with today in 2026. I'm saying the person that we see on YouTube today, that was the same person. So am I saying that this person would do something like that today? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that the person that we interacting with, the shit that we see this person do, the shit that they have done, the shit we hear this person say, and you know what I mean? This is the same person. Like that little boy was that same person. This is the man that he grew up into, you know? Um, so it's easy to just look back and be like, oh, that was a child, that was this and that. But no, like a lot of times your personality is formed like in early childhood. So um when the guy said, no, when someone is weaker than you, that made me like, it kind of, something kind of clicked when he said that. Because when you think about it, how they say like those kinds of crimes are not about sex, which I don't know, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, whatever, I'm not anything like that, but people say that, right? So when someone's weaker than you. Now I think this person is actually sadistic, and when I say sadistic, I mean enjoys hurting people, like, and doesn't have really any empathy or compassion. So when you think about it, it kind of tracks, because yeah, there, if you, okay, so put it like this. Like I said, me and him never had an issue, whether he has some kind of made up issue in his mind with me. I won't have actually ever know if that's true, you know, I don't know, but I know that I ain't do nothing to him. So like my conscience is clear. But as far as like how I've seen him treat other people and just the what he was trying to get Pop Out to do today, I'm like, and let me make a disclaimer, another disclaimer. I'm speaking for myself. That's why I'm not gonna say no names or nothing like that. I'm speaking for myself. This is my opinion. So I'm not trying to drag nobody else into anything. But I was thinking to myself, what the fuck? Like, this is, so who would spend $300 to try to like embarrass somebody or hurt somebody that never did anything to them. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the person that he was trying to attack um using Pop Out TV. Cause I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you can't think of nothing better to do with $300. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, go get groceries for like a single mother. You can't like go sponsor some children in Africa. You can't like put that like get some college students some books or get some kids some school supplies. School is about to start. I'm thinking to myself, who the fuck got a budget just to fuck with people? That's crazy to me. When I tell you, I ain't never heard of no shit like that. Y'all tell me if y'all ever heard of anything like that. I ain't never heard of no shit like that. And I'm talking about just across the whole YouTube. I've never seen that before. And then to think about it even further, it's not even somebody that's like an enemy. You know what I mean? This is somebody that he was close to, you know, somebody that to my understanding, they talked frequently, you know? Oh, do I shit. Is it hard to understand what I'm saying? Cause damn, I'm just getting into my groove, man. I don't know what's going on. Let me make sure I'm on my Wi-Fi. I'm on my Wi-Fi, girl. Let me know how bad it is, cause I don't. I mean, I would hate to have to start over, but I might just have to get on my computer if so. But thank you for letting me know. But yeah, so I'm like, so let's just say if it was your enemy, let's just say it was somebody that fucked over you. If you feel like spending $300 just to like harm this person, okay, maybe like I think that's petty, but whatever. To each their own. But you mean to tell me that you wanna okay, thank you. Is it hard to understand what I'm saying? I might just restart it, y'all. But damn, I hate to because like I'm really just like I was just about to get going, man. Damn, like um but okay, I'm gonna just keep going for now, but y'all let me know if it get bad. Okay, all right, I'm gonna keep going. So, but y'all let me know if it gets bad to where y'all don't know, you know what I mean? It's you if y'all missing parts of the story or whatever, or part of the analysis, then I'll just restart it. I may just get on my computer or whatever. But I'm starting to like this little vertical live thing. So yeah, like I was saying, um, to like I said, I said this on my last live. Hey, Queen Sunkiss. I said this on my last live where I said why I like educated lames. And that kind of became a hangout live. So, oh, okay. Let me know, y'all. Let me know. Just let me know what the sound is doing. Is my sound what? Y'all let me know. Queen Sunkiss, is my sound going in and out? Because I'm trying to see if it's just her or if it's okay. So y'all just let me know because I'll restart it if I have to. I don't want to, but I will if I have to. So um, like I was saying when I said why I like educated lames. Because I just felt like you don't have to deal with certain shit. You know what I mean? Like you dealing with a certain baseline level of decency. You dealing with somebody that was raised right, and don't nobody don't nobody take what I'm about to say wrong. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it, y'all. Dealing with somebody that most likely had an active father, you know what I mean, a decent father. You dealing with somebody that has an education. So that means they had to put in a certain level of, they had to have a goal. They had to have a certain level of conscientiousness and commitment to that goal. They felt necessary to educate themselves. You know what I mean? You dealing with a certain baseline level of like character is what I'm saying. Does that mean they have to be a good person? No. But I'm saying just as far as the basics, you could knock a lot of shit out by just eliminating everybody except educated lames. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of shit that you just not gonna have to deal with if you not gonna, I don't want to say limit yourself, but you confine, you know what I mean, confine yourself to that arena of educated lames. You ain't got to deal with no baby mama bullshit. It's just a lot of shit that you won't have to deal with. So where was I going with that? Um Okay, yes. Okay, I remember where I was going with that. Now, I was saying that none of my exes or anybody I used to date or whatever like that never did anything to me like that. Like just intentionally tried to hurt me, embarrass me, throw me under the bus, turn people against me, you know, humiliate me, nothing like that. Just that never happened to me before. And I just think it's because they weren't that type of person. I feel like when somebody is that type of person, it's gonna become apparent before that happens, you know. And I missed the signs. As far as, like I said, I was just friends with this person, but the reason why I missed the signs is because, number one, I came in late, you know. I didn't know like whatever else was going on, and I just figured whatever was going on was like mutual combat. So, but if I had never seen him just straight do anybody dirty, and if I had, then that would have been a different situation, you know. But okay, so when I say, it struck me when that person said, you know, when somebody is weaker than you. Okay, so define, like, we let me actually look at my notes because I've been winging it. um when Okay, so what does it mean? What is define weakness? What can make you weak? Yes, being a child can make you weak, or you know, or being female compared to a male can make you weak, or just having trust, or you know, having your defenses lowered, that literally makes you weak. It opens you up to attack. It makes you vulnerable to attack. So I looked up psychopaths, and another word. I'm gonna tell you what the other word I looked up was, in relation to this, because I was trying to like figure something out, like as far as some of the shit that this person says. But not psychopath, sociopath. Uh I don't know if my okay, but anyway, let me just keep going for now. Let me just keep going for now, and then I'm gonna get to that when I get to that. But you know how like some children will hurt animals, you know? An animal can be defenseless, right? So you can be defenseless by being just a small animal, or being a child, or being a female, you know what I mean, or whatever, or being somebody that has lowered their defenses. You're literally defenseless because you lowered your defenses. You see what I mean? Um you showed trust, or you showed care, you know what I mean? But whatever you did, that person can now see that you open for attack. You see what I mean? So that's another way I'm kind of connecting it to, like, the whole, you know, when somebody is weaker than you. You see what I mean? Because hurting somebody doesn't make you strong. It doesn't make you powerful. It's not a show of strength. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a show of strength. Um, it's honestly, I think, you know, doing the right thing is actually a show of strength, you know. So so basically what I'm saying is, you would think, I don't know, I don't mean, I would know, I would have to do some research on like how that works, or what's fun about that, you know. But I mean, clearly that's not really much sport, you know. I don't know, it's not. But that's the same thing when it comes to like, if you do something to a child, somebody that's weaker than you, right? So I just think there's a I don't it makes me wonder. And now, in my opinion, this person don't love nobody. That's my fucking opinion. I'm sorry. I don't think this person loves anybody. I don't think he care about anybody. I don't give a fuck how much money he giving them. I don't care how much he bigging them up. This person, in my opinion, don't love nobody. That's what I'm saying. I stand by that. You know, I'm not backing down from that. But um I think part of it makes me wonder if part of it is the betrayal factor. You know what I mean? Because I was gonna say this. I almost said this on my last live, but for some reason I didn't say it. Um, because he said something like putting people in a certain category, or thinking that, I don't know, but I forgot how he said it, but something as if like I looked down on him, which I ain't never looked down on him, you know. I'm just not, if that ain't my lane, that ain't my fucking lane, period, you know. But um I remember like how I felt, you know, when I felt like he was acting funny with me, because I was just like, you know, oh, what the fuck, like, you know what I mean. But me being the person I am, if somebody fucking, you know, if somebody ignoring me, I'ma just ignore him back, and that's what it was, you know what I mean. Until he started fucking with me, we was just ignoring each other, and that was fine, you know. But I was just like, what the fuck. But at the same time, I think about it now, even after that whole blowout that happened, I guess almost a year ago now, I realized like, it seems like the closer you are to this motherfucker, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. The worst is gonna be for you, you know. And I'm not saying that, you know, the people he was. I don't know who he close to. I don't know who he is. He not close to. But what I'm saying is, I was barely, you know, what I'm saying I talked to him on the phone every once in a while, not often, every once in a while. So I wasn't close to him like that. You see what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I remember saying this back like almost a year ago. I said he treated strangers better than he treated me. You see what I'm saying? So think about that. So if there was somebody on here that you was talking to every single day, and you putting out personal information, or threatening to put out personal messages, revealing personal conversations, talking about, oh, somebody was crying on the phone and all kind of shit, it's like you can see how the damage gets worse as you get more associated with this person. You see what I mean? Because if you think about it, like let's just say you play in a stock market. If you see that this stock is not, first of all, you only put, like, let's just say if you like, okay, well, this is a long shot, it's like junk stock. Okay, I'll just put like $5 or what. I'm just making some shit up. Okay, so that means if you lose your $5, you are right, you good. Okay, fine. But on the other hand, like let's just say you do have a significant amount of money on something on the stock, and you see that bitch going down. What do people do? They pull their money out. You don't wait till that shit get all the way to the bottom before you try to sell your stock. You pull that shit out when you pull out when you see that the price is going down. That's called cutting your losses. So when I really seen, like, I feel like every day, or not every day, but as time goes on, I just be like, what the fuck? Like, this person, I find out this person is actually worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Just when I think you can't sink any lower, like, what the fuck? And I think, well, what the fuck? Well, I'm kind of glad that nigga was acting like the way he was acting. You know, I'm glad that nigga was ignoring me. I'm glad, like, cause what the fuck is going on? How is this how you treat people? How do you treat somebody that you was close to? You said on the phone all the time, whatever, and it's like, so is it not enough to, like, I'm trying to say this in the right way, but I'm saying, like, if you end in a situation, whatever the case may be, that person's already hurt. So why would you need to rub it in? Like, I'm confused as to why you would need to go on panels and say this person was doing this, or this person was doing crying on whatever the case may be. Why would you need to do that? What the fuck is going on? Like, why would you need to um why would you need to go live and say, oh yeah, yeah, you old bitch, or whoever was there, you know, if you was there for me, you would build the nigga up and you ain't get shit. Why would you need to do that? I'm saying, to a person that you already said was whatever, crying on the phone, a person that, you know, whatever the case may be, why would you need to do that? Hopefully I'm making sense. I might not be making sense right now, because I'm trying to be vague enough, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, ignoring me was the best thing that nigga could have ever done. Because my thing is, if they got people that's walking around here that you done paid hundreds of dollars to, and they don't even fuck with you. I'm talking about afterwards, after the fact, they don't fuck with you. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? You know? Because it don't cost nothing to be somebody's friend. It don't. Being somebody's friend is 100% free. You can't even pay. All right. I'm trying to stay like, I'm trying to stay professional, y'all. Because I was about to slip into that mode, you know, that I be getting into. Oh, I was about to go there. All right. But yeah, like I said, when this whole shit was going on, just all the lies that was being told, and I kept saying, this is a lie, that's a lie, this is a lie, that's a lie. Like I said, the two things I remember telling this person, he did come up here and reveal, which I was like, who the fuck does that? Why would you do that? I mean, I know people on YouTube do that, but that shit is lame. Like, who the fuck is gonna take something that somebody told him and then say it up front in front of everybody? Who the fuck does that? But like I said, I didn't really know the nigga like that, and I don't believe in, like, you know, uh I All right, so Rogue, I'm not even I'm gonna address you one time. I'm gonna address you one time. Let me say this, Rogue. Um, I don't have a problem with you. Um, you're saying he's currently ignoring me? What are you talking about? Like I don't we there's nothing to say. All right, so no, I'm gonna address you right now. I'm gonna address you right now. Number one, you said there's a deeper story than any of us know. Um, Possibly. Okay, you say he's not ignoring me for any other reason and there was nothing going on with y'all. Um, so you're saying that I'm saying that he's ignoring me now? I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about back when we didn't never have any issue. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm, and the thing is, I'm not sure why you concerned with that. And you said I'm worried about how he want to spend his money. Okay, so I know that you're saying that for him, and that's the thing, Rogue. And see, I'm not even about to go in on you. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But I'm gonna just say this. I know that he sent you over here. I don't have a problem with you. I I'm not even gonna say too much more than that. And you say I stay talking on him when he don't talk about me. Why is that? Um, he brought me up recently. I don't think that's fucking fair. And not only that, but I seen some shit. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what the fuck I said though? Do you know that people react to shit that happens? I'm reacting to some shit that happened. And so you say listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Let me tell you what inspired this live. The conversation that he had with Pop Out TV today, and when somebody said on that video when they was reacting to something that he said that you know when someone is weaker than you. So yeah, don't come in here trying to run interference. I don't have a problem with you. I don't have a problem with you. So yeah, but it's not my business. So see that's beside the point. And the thing is, I don't know what this person told you. This person could have told you anything. I don't know if he told you the truth or if he didn't tell you the truth. I don't know. So who knows? Whatever. But it's not our business. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, what was I saying before she came up in here trying to run interference? Um, oh yeah, I remember. I remember. Hey, Letitia Lovejoy. I remember what I was saying. Um, okay, Rogue, I don't believe you, because let me tell you this. And I think this is the last time I'm going to address you. Not because, I got any problem with you. I just think that you don't realize that you got a battery in your back. You know what I mean? And I'm going to just leave it there. Live your life. I ain't saying nothing about you. Stop trying to. That's all I'm going to say. Because, it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. It's not for you to understand. It's not for you to understand. Hey, third world Colombian. It's not for you to understand. It don't have shit to do with you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you don't come around here no more. Why are you in here? Like what the fuck? Like girl, you don't Rogue. This the thing. I would never argue with you because no, I'm not about to do that, y'all. I'm gonna save. I might speak on you at the end, girl. I might speak on you at the end, but I'm probably not. But let me just keep going. Like I was saying, I didn't realize it at the time because I was like, how this nigga gonna act funny with me when like, I never like me and him never had a fucking issue. Like when people was coming at him, like I stood by this nigga's side. So I'm like, how this nigga gonna act like I did him something? Oh, you know what I mean? Like what the fuck? Like, okay. That's how I was feeling. But the thing is, the people that he was fucking with at that time, a lot of them people don't fuck with him no more. So it's like I said, if I told this nigga two things about me and he came out on YouTube and said them, what more could have been done if he had more information? What more could have been done if I had been closer to this person? Because I know this, I'ma just say like just the shit that was said more the shit that was said, like I'm talking about on YouTube, and I'm not talking about just whatever one particular thing y'all talking about. I'm just saying like just the whole shit. If basically me sitting and thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, this nigga was really trying to like see me fucked up. You see what I'm saying? Like this nigga really was trying to hurt me, and it didn't make any sense because it's like I don't have an issue with him. Like we never had an issue, which brings me back to my point of when when somebody's weaker than you. I don't. All right, Rogue. All right, Rogue. Okay, girl. I'm gonna address you later. Um, but like I said, that brings me back to what I said about like, um, being defenseless, right? Animals are defenseless. Children are defenseless. Somebody who has let down their defenses is defenseless. Okay, Rogue. I'm gonna respond to you at the end. Yeah. So stick around or don't, but I'll respond to you later. Okay, so then it starts making sense, right? It starts it starts it starts making sense. Like when you ask yourself, why the hell would he want to see somebody that he was talking to on the phone like all the time, which wasn't me, not me. Why would he want to see that person hurt? Why would he want to embarrass that person? Why would he want to try to like make that person look bad in front of people? Because it's like you using information that you were entrusted with. You using like emotions that you were entrusted with. You see what I mean? So that made me think of like okay, so when Auntie came up here a few weeks ago, I compared this person to Ted Bundy. And Auntie thought that I was being a little extreme, but the reason why I said that was because I said that I think some people they just have that side to them where they have to. It's kind of like, you know how if you got Tourette's, you got to just say shit, you know? It's kind of like that. Or if you got restless leg syndrome or whatever, if you was on something. All right. Um if you was on like some kind of medicine, you could get tardive dyskinesia and you feel like you just got to keep chewing the side of your face, or you got to keep fidgeting or jumping from one foot to the other. You see what I mean? It's kind of like that. I'm trying to ignore her, y'all. I'm trying to ignore her, y'all. Um, it's kind of like that. I think some people really just have that urge. You know, they got something inside of them and they just gotta get it out. You know, and that's what I think. Rogue. I might have to time you out, and if I do time you, I don't want to, but I'm just saying if I do, it's nothing personal. It's just it's distracting. Like you typing, it's distracting. Like you see what I'm saying, but no hard feelings. But I'm just just chill out. That's all I'm asking. You know. So all right. So I'm gonna time you out, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I'm gonna time you out, because I feel like you were sent over here. That's why I'm timing you out. you know, and I just feel like we don't need to be doing all that. You know. Actually, no, I'm gonna cover the bottom of the phone. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna time you up. I ain't gonna time you up. Let me cover the bottom of the phone. All right. So uh okay. So what I looked up earlier was sociopathy and the God complex. Um and let me tell you why. I've heard him say before, like he feels like I remember him saying something like, oh, he couldn't be doing this, or he must be doing the right thing or something like that because life wouldn't be going as good for him. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, like this, you live in a regular ass life, so I'm not sure what you mean. But he said something like, there's no way I could be doing this or whatever people might be accusing me of, because then I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. Like he basically was saying he wouldn't have any good luck, I guess. And he said something like that the person that he was dealing with that passed away, um he tried, it's like he connected it to the fact that he believes that this person doxed him, which is ridiculous. But to be 100% transparent, I don't believe in none of that shit. So that would never, you know what I mean. But or like he said something about something happening to somebody family member after she was doing stuff that he felt was against him. Now to me that's crazy as fuck, right? Because how out of all the shit that you do on this motherfucker, you talking about somebody else getting punished? You talking about somebody else getting karma? What? That shit crazy. I'm like, this is I do believe that there's a certain level of delusion. Um there's a certain level of delusion for sure. And most people are deluded a little bit when it comes to themselves and the things that they do. But I just felt like, okay, this is fucking ridiculous, because ain't no goddamn way you about to go on the show and say, oh, this person was crying on the phone. What the fuck? What? Like what? Okay, so let's just say I knew somebody, right? And whatever the case may be, I don't want to make no assumptions, but that person cared about me and whatever the case may be, but we couldn't continue on for whatever reason. Not in what fucking world am I gonna make fun of somebody for crying on the fucking phone? Like, what the fuck? And they didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, let me just, anyway, but something's wrong. This shit this shit ain't normal. So anyway, a God complex is an unshakable belief in one's absolute superiority, infallibility, and omnipotence. While neither sociopathy or nor a God complex are formal clinical diagnoses of the same thing, they frequently overlap in extreme behavioral psychology and malignant narcissism. Okay, so let me say something else. I just thought about something else. The video that Pop Out played on his the clip that Pop Out played. I was thinking to myself, why the fuck would somebody rogue? You know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. All right, so I was like, why would somebody I don't even want to speak on that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna just say that person said that with way too much confidence, and I'm just thinking, what the fuck? Like, do you realize how they sound? And I'm gonna leave that alone because I'm gonna leave that alone. But I'm just like, wow, this person really, and it's like, how you really think this what everybody doing? Like, is that what you honestly think? No, is that really what you think? That's what I was thinking. Like, what the fuck? Like, um. But just that level of confidence to say something like that or to be so sure when saying something like that, that's just what this reminded me of just now. Okay, yeah. Unshakable belief in one's absolute superiority, infallibility, and omnipotence. So he think he can't be fucking wrong, apparently, I guess. And that's why bad stuff happened to people that fuck with him. But I guess nothing bad ever happens to him, even though he fuck with everybody. Okay, fine. Um, all right. Understanding the traits, lack of empathy. Both concepts share a total disregard for the feelings, rights, and boundaries of other people. Belief above the rules. Individuals display a deep sense of entitlement, viewing societal laws or moral constraints as rules meant only for mere mortals. Control and power. A profound desire to manipulate outcomes, dictate right and wrong, and treat human lives as chess pieces. Yo, I didn't read this before I came on here, but I'm going to read that one more time. Control and power. A profound desire to manipulate outcomes, dictate right and wrong, and treat human lives as chess pieces. So what do you call it when you got somebody paying to go live to cover shit? You got somebody paying, to host like arguments or disagreements. You got somebody paying for skits. You got somebody paying to cover certain lives so that you could, I guess, try to humiliate somebody. You see what I'm saying? Oh, what if you saying, okay, now you run shit because you have the ability to pay random people on YouTube. I guess you got the ability to knock people off panels. Let me say this. I would never fucking pay to knock anybody off a fucking panel. I would never pay to come back. So just this, it's never gonna fucking happen. I don't know what y'all get out of that. I can see if you just want to donate. So you say, okay, I'm gonna just pay $20 to knock somebody. Okay, fine. But as far as me, like, no, I fucking promise you, I would never fucking do that. But yeah, um, the fact that you think controlling desperate people on YouTube is controlling people, you know what I mean? Or the fact that you think people talking about you on YouTube is like fame. You see what I'm saying? That shit crazy to me. Um, okay, so this is the thing, Rogue. I just uncovered the phone, right? So let me uh Rogue. So this is the thing. I ain't say this person name. I don't even know why you over here. Like, honestly, I don't. And you said, do you time me out on your show? You blocked me from your show, which is cool, which is, we don't have no problem with there, but I mean, I'm not sure what you mean. Um, do I think he has all the power? No. Am I being paid? No, no, ma'am. I went to work today. Uh, so You said, okay, I'm gonna answer this later because it's gonna be part. This is actually part of what I'm talking about right now. You said, does he think people are talking about him, or are people stay talking about him? Okay, so once again, if you pay, if you pay, you said I'm not blocked. You know what? I'm not even about to hold up, y'all. We got a conspiracy right here. Hold up, hold up, conspiracy theory. Hold up. Okay, we gonna leave that alone, Rogue. Yes, I'm blocked. Yes, the fuck I am blocked. Okay, so we gonna deal with that later. But yeah, the plot thickens. But anyway, uh, yeah, yeah, I'm blocked. I never had no problem with you. Well, I wouldn't just stop coming over there. We ain't never had no issue. But yes, I'm blocked. Um, but okay. Uh, what was I saying? Y'all, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, she running interference, y'all. Okay. Infallibility, an absolute refusal to accept blame, error, or critical feedback, rationalizing harmful actions as superior wisdom. I don't need to say nothing else about that. Clinical distinction. Okay, God complex is closely tied to grandiose narcissism or mania, often masking a fragile ego that relies on external validation or dominance. Do y'all hear what the fuck I'm saying? Do y'all hear me? Is this shit on right now? I'm gonna read that again. God complex is closely tied to grandiose narcissism or mania, often masking a fragile ego that relies on external validation or dominance. What is that? What does that tell y'all? Fragile ego. I mean, we don't need to say any more than that. External validation. Yeah, like paying people so that they believe that you important or that you powerful, or like using that like as a replacement for your personality. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I can outpay you, or dominance. Like, you see what I mean? That's it's bro. They missing is his picture. Okay, sociopathy, rooted in a pervasive disregard for social norms, impulsivity, or a cold, calculated detachment from conscience rather than purely a delusion of divine status. Okay, so pervasive disregard for social norms. Okay, well, we know what we just heard on Pop Out TV, so we're gonna just say that. Impulsivity. I believe that was I'm not sure why somebody would go live and say that. I don't know. I just feel like he didn't think that through, and I'm hoping that I misunderstood what he was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm just say that. A cold, calculated detachment from conscience. Okay, like for instance, when this person he said something, I ain't gonna say what he said. It's probably not what y'all thinking about, but when he said that shit, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why would you even say that? Like, why would you even fucking say that, bruh? Like, bro, like, I was like, what the fuck? It's like you throwing other people under the bus to throw me under the fucking bus, which is crazy. Like, this motherfucker crazy. Who would say something like that? Some shit, like, even some shit you just, okay, I'm gonna just keep going, y'all. I don't want to tell on myself. All right, so um uh okay. All right, so I ain't gonna really. Okay, okay, here we go. The God complex, how to spot an everyday psychopath. Even though I was talking about sociopaths. Oh, but yeah, that goes, y'all, I'm ADHD, so don't blame me, y'all. Um, all right, so she said that's news to her. It seemed like it is news to you, Rogue. It seemed like it is. So, I mean, but only a few people, I would assume, on your page have the ability to block me, right? So, I mean, hey, who is he taking advantage of? Who is he taking advantage of? Did I say he was taking advantage of somebody? I don't think I said that. You know what? I'm not even gonna go there. Yes, there are, Letitia. Yes, there are. I mean, I don't think wait. I mean, you're right. Everybody is saying that they're rich on YouTube. I don't know, but I'm not saying that I'm rich. So, all right. Um, all right. Contrary to what the movies might have depicted, they are not knife wielding demons of movies like Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs or Patrick Bateman in American Psycho. Many are walking among us, leading completely normal lives, and are even some of the most successful members of society precisely because of their psychopathy. These are ruthless business people who do whatever needs to be done, regardless of the human cost. Now, I mean, I ain't gonna say all that, but as far as like, but they do say a lot of successful, like, CEOs and stuff like that are psychopaths, because you got to throw a lot of people under the bus. That wouldn't apply to what he does, but I do agree with this part. Ruthless people that do whatever needs to be done regardless of the human cost. I mean, clearly this person don't give a damn about the human cost, right? Okay, so psychopaths are callous and can be superficially charming, but most importantly, they do not feel empathy for others. Their only concern is themselves. Okay, that's another thing I wanted to say. Um, Superficial charm. You can brag about being charming. Okay, yes, I would not fucking take that away from you. Yes, you're charismatic. You know what I mean? You like that nigga that people want to root for. And I'm not saying people don't want to hate on you, but then again, you probably do have haters. You know what I mean? I'm sure you do. But my thing is, there's a difference between being a good person or a decent person and having superficial charm. People thought Ted Bundy was charming. You know, that's how he was able to fool women into getting into his car, because he was charming. But clearly, when he pulled off and got to the woods or whatever, he was a completely different person. So yeah, that don't mean shit. Yeah. So it makes sense that you would have a certain level of charisma because of like your confidence and bravado. But you can have too much confidence. Like I said, I don't know what made you come up and say what you said the other day. I don't know, but that was a mistake. Um, yeah. So trying to tie it all in, because I thought I was going to be making more sense on this video than I am. But the main points I want to make are, um yes, you do know when somebody is weaker than you. You do. And that's how, like, it's kind of starting to make sense. You know what I mean? And like I said, I would never say another person. I mean, another thing this person said that I agree with, that he do have the mind of a teenager. I agree with that 100%. And not a responsible teenager, not a teenager that's like being raised well. So I agree with that too. Um, but um as far as like, yeah, you do know when someone is weaker than you. You do know that. Um that's something that I think probably most people respect. Not everybody. Obviously, a lot of people don't respect that. But then you come to the word, I'm not going to use that word, but just the word that people use to describe people that harm people that are weaker than them, right? I'm just not going to use the word just because of the implications, but it starts making sense when you think about it, because a person that would hurt somebody who really cared about them, is that also the type of person that would hurt somebody that's weaker than them? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go too deep into that, yo. I'm not gonna do it. Um, so like I said, um, this is what I think, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and. What you mean if I know something? Hey, Candy Cane. You said if I know something that you didn't know, and if I feel this way about him, wouldn't I be helpful by telling it? What you talking about? What you talking about? Girl, I can't tell you nothing that you haven't been told, y'all. And then you grown, you gonna do what you want to do. I have no opinion on what the fuck y'all over there doing. Would know something about him, like what? What you talking about? And why? I already know he telling you what to say, girl, because that's what he would say. That's literally what he has said. That's what he would say, girl. Like I said, I'm gonna save you to the end, girl. I'm gonna save you to the end. But I think part of it, like what he gets out of like turning on people, is the shock factor or the exposure factor, because you have to be fucking shocked when it happens, right? You have to, like, it's like that gut punch. It's like, wow, I just never knew that this shit would happen. I just never would have thought he would do that. You know what I mean? Like, it gotta be in front of a whole lot of people, right? You gotta be in front of a whole bunch of people. You need a big ass audience. You gotta say the most hurtful shit that you could think of. And it gotta be somebody that you never like had an issue with, or somebody that was cool with you, or somebody that you was close with. because that's how you get the maximum fucking damage. You know, you get the maximum damage because you can easily say some fucked up shit over the phone, right? You can say some fucked up shit in a text message, right? What's the purpose of coming up in front of like dozens of people or hundreds of people just to say something crazy? Like why? Why? It's the betrayal factor. Wait, it's the shock factor and exposure factor. But then we also got to talk about the betrayal factor. Because who's about to brag and be like, oh yeah, you was there and you ain't getting shit. Yeah, you a dumbass bitch. Yeah, you if you build a nigga up and you ain't getting shit from it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so like, remember when I said, y'all, I don't know if y'all was here last time, but I said briefly on my Wild Like Educated Lames live. I said that uh all this all these theatrics and shit that you seeing, all this big ass production that you seeing on here, it ain't about who this person is trying to make it seem like it's about. It's not. It's not, because if it was, guess what? Would nobody be worrying about what they ex is doing? You know what I'm saying? Nobody would be worried about. You see what I'm saying? And this is the part that she not gonna that she not gonna get in her head. This is the part that she not gonna fucking get it, girl. I'm not trying to get you to get it, girl. I'm not, girl. There's no fucking reason. No, okay. So put it like this, y'all. I don't know, girl. I don't fucking know. I don't know, girl. I don't know. It ain't my business. Whatever. I don't fucking know. But I definitely didn't say X is. Yeah, sure didn't. But X is doing. That's what I said. X is doing. But anyway, y'all see all this shit like, oh, this I'm gonna just put it like this, y'all. I'm gonna just do it like this, y'all. Um uh Strawberry ice cream is so fucking good, man. I love strawberry ice cream. I'm gonna buy all the strawberry ice cream in the store. Oh, I fucking love it. Fuck caramel ice cream. I hate caramel ice cream. Like, man, fuck that shit. I'm about to take it out and dump it in the street. Yeah, no, I'm not his ex, and I'm sure he told you that, so don't do it. Don't do it. Why you got that nigga feet in you lines, girl? I'm trying not to time this girl out. You need to be worried about who the fuck blocked me from your channel, cause sound like you got a mole. But yeah, y'all trust the wrong people. Y'all trust the wrong people. But anyway, why this girl is working, girl? Anyway, yeah, but I'm about to go take all the caramel ice cream and dump that shit in the street. Like who the fuck? Like, do y'all get what I'm trying to say? What I'm trying to say without saying it? I'm trying to, yeah, I'll pay you to go up in there and knock all that shit off, like whatever the unplug the shit where the caramel ice cream is at. I'll pay you to go in there and do that shit. Now I'll pay you to go in there and sabotage the damn freezer or whatever. I'll pay you to go up in there and knock all that shit all over the floor. You see what I'm saying? Why not just go in there and get the ice cream that you like and leave? You see what I'm saying? It makes you wonder. Am I making sense, y'all? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? You wouldn't think that somebody would do all that, right? Just for the purpose of making a point to somebody. I wouldn't think that. Like, I wouldn't think that. But then it makes fucking sense when you think about it. It actually makes sense. Because okay, you could say, oh yeah, I just love strawberry ice cream so much, I'm just keep buying all of it. But then on the other hand, if you're gonna pay somebody to go in and then spit on all the caramel ice cream, then what's the reason for that part? Does that make sense? Rogue, you confused. You're confused. Um, yeah, you're confused. Yeah, I think what I'm saying is going over your head. Hopefully it's not going over the rest of y'all head. I'm just trying not to drag nobody into what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it the way that I'm saying it. So yeah. So like I was saying, I think a person like this doesn't actually feel like pleasure or happiness, or I think that person can feel contentment from like hurting people. I do believe that, you know. And like I said, you could accomplish that. You could accomplish that by, you know, either buying up all the strawberry ice cream, or you could accomplish that by going and kicking all the caramel ice cream off the shelf. Does that make sense? Soul provider speaks. Does that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm saying, soul provider? Because I know you don't get it, Rogue. I know you don't. So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, y'all. There's no fucking way somebody should be willing to pay $300 to try to see somebody that they used to be close with embarrassed, humiliated, hurt. Um, you know what I mean? None of that. None of that. That's not. This person should be somewhere riding off into the motherfucking sunset, enjoying they new life. That's what this person should be doing. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that the fun does not actually come with riding off into the sunset. The fun comes with people seeing you ride off into the sunset. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You shouldn't have to look back. Do y'all see what I'm saying? What you looking back for? Oh, you looking back to make sure that you're seen riding off into the sunset, right? So why are you riding off into the sunset? Is because that's where you want to go, or because you really worry about what the fuck is going on behind you? You just want to make sure people see you. Does that make sense? I don't, girl. I'm gonna get to you, girl. Um. So let me say this. Yeah, actually, okay, this is what y'all. This live is all over the place. I think I'm gonna take this down just because I feel like I'm all over the place. And then she came up in here running interference, y'all. So I had a long day, y'all, and I had way too much caffeine today. But I was gonna say this last time I was live. I think that when I say, oh, I like educated lames and stuff like that, in a way that's kind of like a defense mechanism. It is, you know, and it's kind of like just a way to just I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what's best for me. Like, I know that, and people might get offended, but at the same time, you spare yourself a lot of bullshit, when you just got a policy. You know what I mean? And the shit might be offensive to some people. Like, let's just say I say, oh, I don't date men that got kids, or whatever the case may be. Okay, yeah, yeah, that could be offensive to some people, but like, okay, I don't take it no type of way if somebody say, oh, I only date women that are like this or like that. You know what I mean? Everybody do what they want to do. But I'm gonna say this, y'all. Oh, May, I sure did forget. I'm sorry, May. I'm being long-winded. Yo, like I'm not gonna do this live over again. But this is the thing, y'all. Like I said, I don't want this person to respond to me. I'm trying to be vague, but at the same time, I'm trying to still say what I want to say. So I'm gonna just wrap it up, y'all. Then I'm gonna get to May and I'm gonna get to Rogue. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. I wish I would have done a better job on this live saying what I want to say, but like I said, I'm speaking for myself. I'm speaking for myself. I'm not trying to. Good girl. Make sure it stay like that. Okay, good. We on the same page, girl. All right, so um, I'm speaking for myself. Like I'm not trying to drag nobody into nothing. It's just my opinion on shit that I'm just observing. So, just to wrap up what I was saying, um, this live was inspired by like what I saw on Pop Out's wall and somebody in an old video they reviewed an old video in which they say when somebody's weaker than you. And so that the two things that brought to mind is number one, should nobody be fucking paying to hurt somebody, period. Like, why would you pay to hurt any fucking body, and much less a person that never did shit to you, and a person that you was close to? That's just, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. But then, like I said, the other person said, when somebody is weaker than you. Yes, because you can't blame a child for what they do, but at the same time, can't nobody say that a person don't know when somebody's weaker than them. Like, that's very fucking true. You know that. And all I'm saying is that you could take that and you can apply that to different like situations. So I'm not 100% shocked just based on like I how I seen him treat people. It's not surprising to me, what I'm saying, that because this is the thing, you need empathy and you need compassion in order to refrain from doing something that is wrong. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't give a fuck about something being wrong, if you don't give a fuck about how the other person feel, if you don't give a fuck about um Okay. If you don't give a damn about um hurt nobody, you know what I mean? If all you give a fuck about is what you want to do and whatever enjoyment you getting out of it, it kind of makes sense. You see what I'm saying? All right. So yeah, and like I said, I'm trying to like be, not necessarily vague because y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, but at the same time, I'm trying not to really like, y'all know what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. But all I'm saying is that ain't shit changed, but somebody grew up. Am I saying that person would do that again? No, I'm not saying it. That's not what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know. That's not what I'm saying though. What I'm saying is that to treat somebody as if they are not a person, to like disregard somebody's humanity, to treat them or hurting them as a form of entertainment, or to just disregard them entirely and see them as an object, you know, not a person that was there for you, not a person that trusted you, not a person that you were close with, not a person that cared about you. You see what I'm saying? You could do all of those things. You see what I'm saying? Then something like that may not be out of the question. Harming animals may not be out of the question. Being a serial killer may not be out of the question. Paying to see people hurt on YouTube that you was once close to may not be out of the question. Um. So anyway, so let me respond to what she's saying. All right, let me see. Let me see what you're talking about. All right. So I know he sent you over here, girl. And it's a thing, girl. And I don't want to, this the way I don't want to address you because, like I said, I ain't never had no problem with you. I'm gonna just leave it like that. And I ain't about to sit up here and preach to you either. So that's why I really don't have nothing to say to you. I ain't got no problem with you. But, you said bias, girl. I'm not sure, girl. This is the last thing I want to say. Come to think of it, you just reminded me of the last thing I wanted to say. And like I said, I'm not trying to convince nobody or nothing. But I'm gonna just say this, bro. Like, girl, it's like, girl, I don't even know what to say. Like, because the thing is, like, girl, the thing is, it's already too late. I'm gonna just say that, girl, it's already too late. Like, there's no way out of this. You already in too deep. I'm gonna just say that, girl. I'm gonna just leave it. I'm gonna just leave it there. All right. So bias. What are you talking about? Like bias? How the fuck? Like how am I biased? I'm confused. What you mean? Like was I biased when I was taking up for him? Like what you mean? We work with the information that we have. Like I'm talking about what I saw. You know. Um. Am I being paid? So hell no. Can't nobody pay me to do shit. Um. But what the fuck I went to school for? Okay. So you said, does he think people are talking about him? It seemed like yesterday on May's panel day, he was just, and it's the part I didn't understand. It's like, how you that fucking gassed up about being talked about on YouTube? Like, bro, and it's like, I'm not even about the, but my thing is like, you doing all that, and he and only got like maybe twice as many people as I got in my chat right now. That's it. And it's like, oh, after all that shit, you had to fucking turn on that many people. You had to pay that many people. You had to cutthroat that many fucking people for that. No, it's like you should never be that fucking excited about people talking about you on YouTube and ain't nobody saying nothing good. So, all right. So yeah, once again, you said I'm not blocked. Yes, somebody blocked me a few weeks ago. Uh, like I said, you know who your big wrenches are. So I think anyway. But I'm gonna leave that alone. You said wasn't he just on my panel and I was cool a few weeks ago? I know he told you to say that. Hell no, I'm not cool with him. Hell the fuck no. He randomly hit my panel and I was talking about a specific situation. I thought he had something to say about that and he didn't. And let me tell you something. This is girl. Oh, like why the fuck would you go? Okay, so y'all tell me this now. I'm not okay, so I'm not trying to but it's like to me, if you a bitch ass nigga, you just a bitch ass nigga, right? And that's just the way it is. So am I calling you a bitch ass nigga? I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if a person is a bitch ass nigga, they just a bitch ass nigga. How the fuck He said something about, oh, Taz, not Nyla and Taz, they trying to, like, I guess he was catching strays when they was trying to go at me. And I'm like, okay, why this nigga told him just keep it on her, just keep it on, what the fuck, nigga? Just like, now, this is the thing. I'm not a man. I ain't never been a man. But bitch, I'm a female and I got more heart than this nigga. What the fuck is going on? Like, why would who the fuck, like, like I said, we not cool. But my thing is, as a man, why the fuck would you try to throw attention off of yourself and put it on a female? Now, am I surprised? No, because I seen some of the shit that this nigga did. But that shit was like, bro, like, yeah, bro, man, that was some weak ass shit. I was just like, bro, this bitch, how you prove, bro? Wow, bro, they don't make them like they used to, y'all. They don't make them like they used to. And that's the thing. You ain't had to say shit to defend me, even though I said shit to defend you, because I'm just a real ass bitch. That's just what I do. I just keep it real. That's what I do. But I ain't no motherfucking way I'm gonna tell somebody, oh, just keep it on that person. No, they fucking said something about you. What the fuck you telling them keep it on me for? No, they said about you. So now you go respond. You say what you got to say to them. Why the fuck would you tell them to keep it on me? Like, what the fuck? And like I said, I ain't never been a man, but I'm trying to imagine myself as a man being like, oh, why are you talking about me? Keep it on that person. And bro, that didn't make you look good to nobody. I'm going to just say that. Okay, so I'm going to just keep going. So was we cool if you were hell fucking no. I'll never be cool with that person again. And I whatever. I just ain't never gonna be once bitten, twice shy. You ain't gotta fucking show me twice. I'm saying I see to the heart of that nigga, and he ain't. You know what I'm saying? He don't mean me no fucking good. So no, hell no, we ain't cool. I ain't say he was taking advantage of nobody, but you know, you are in here doing his bidding. So uh all right. So then you said and I know he told you to say this too, because he said the same thing when he was talking about something else. Uh, so that's how I know. That's the thing. Like, girl, you don't know, you don't know how it looks. That's what May was trying to tell you yesterday, and she wasn't saying it right. But I ain't do shit. I ain't say shit. I just put the eyes in the chat, so I know that particular line because he said that shit before, and he was talking about somebody who was saying they had more info on him, and he was basically saying like, well, why are you not telling people if you know that? Wouldn't that be helping everybody else to say that? So basically, he was saying some shit like, oh, she knew all along. Why would anyway, girl, what I'm saying is you spitting out his lines and it don't sound right. Would it not be helpful to your fellow woman if you know something about him? I don't know shit about him that you don't know. So I'm sure you know a lot more than I do. And you're not repeating what I said. No. You say you literally repeating what I said from your understanding. We were friends. No, we weren't friends. I thought we were friends. I'm not sure. So you said exes and then left. So I'm not sure what you mean by that. Am I his ex? No, the fuck I'm not. Um, is he wrong for offering the money? Yes, he is. Yeah. If you offering money to hurt people that you was once close to, yeah, you're wrong. Um you're talking on someone I barely know and my therapist. I'm not his therapist and I'm not a therapist. I'm just saying that uh if you're a hammer, well, that's how people say if you have a hammer, everything is gonna look like a nail. That's not exactly what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying not to use that word. I'm just saying that I'm seeing a behavior pattern across different situations. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not gonna explain. You say explain this to you like the slow chick you are, girl. I won't be doing that. Okay, so why was that person willing to get the $300? Because people don't have no integrity, And like I said, I almost said something before I even knew what they was talking about. I was like, oh, so we staging. I was gonna say, oh, so we staging the news, but I'm tired of kind of putting myself in shit, so I just wasn't gonna say shit. So okay, you said there's a deeper story. If there was, you wouldn't know it. I'll tell you that. Okay, May, I'm gonna come back right to you. I'm almost done with her. Um, we can say be like certain types, but attraction tells a different story. So there's a different. Okay, so I know he told you to. I know he told you to say that, but this is my thing, right? First of all, I ain't never seen this nigga, so just know that. So just don't be under no misconceptions. Yeah, I seen a couple pictures of him, but from what I heard, he don't look like that no more. That's what I'm saying. But I don't think that I've just been seeing this nigga and been like, oh, he's so no. So just know that. You know what I'm saying? Just know that. So I'm not sure what you thinking, but no. Um, uh, if I want to be real, he wasn't gonna pay him. It's to reveal people's real character when it comes to what they will do to get paid. Okay, well then, that means he thought that he was smarter than Papa, but he wasn't. Okay, so no one is innocent in the DMP game, so that's definitely straight from his mouth. I'm not sure what you mean by that either. Like, what does that even mean? I have to acknowledge the way people go at him to get mad when he responds. What? What? I'm not talking about people that went at him. I'm talking about people who didn't go at him. So you said I was his friend. I should know the person he really is, not the character. So no, like I said, I wasn't his friend. I thought that he was my friend. Well, I was a friend of him. He wasn't a friend of me. So no, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know who the person he really is, but I mean I could say that he don't have good character. I could say that. The comparisons are wild, but this is the thing, girl. You gonna find out, girl. You gonna fucking find out. Um, you said you was sub to me before you was even with him. I'm not sure why did you say that? I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. Oh, okay, it's too late. I'm saying that what do I mean by it being too late? I'm saying that there's no advice I could give you that's gonna help you at this point. That's what I'm saying. Cause there's no way to girl, girl. I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, you said if I know something that you should know and I don't explain or tell, I would be deemed an accomplice if something goes wrong. Why, if I already told you, I already know when you repeating his talking points, why would you keep doing it? Like he literally did he type that out for you? Like what is going on, girl? Girl, like this is the thing. Let me say this, Rogue. Honestly, like I wish I could say this to you. Like I just don't. I know that nigga listening. He gonna try to find a way to spin it to you, and you're gonna believe him. But let me just say this, Rogue. Um, I noticed a long time ago that you have a very what I would call sweet, but yet accommodating personality. You see what I'm saying? Like I could tell that you not the type of person that like confrontation or nothing like that, and nothing's wrong with that, you know what I mean? Because I remember when, let's just say, let me just use this an example. I have another example, but let's just say when that person tried to start some shit between me and you, like I said, I never know you, ain't never had a problem with you, you know. I couldn't believe that he repeated what the fuck I said, because it was, to me, it didn't even matter. It didn't, there was no point. It was of no consequence. It didn't mean anything. But I was like, so what? This kind of what I said, just a sidebar. That's kind of what I meant when I said throwing somebody else under the bus just to throw me under the bus. Because okay, I'm gonna just move on. But um you took that really, like, well, I respected how you took that. You took it like a champ, you know what I mean? Because you could have really responded in a completely different way, and that's what he was trying to get you to do, I guess. But I still don't understand why, because like I said, me and him never had an issue, me and you never had an issue. But I was just like, wow, she was real chill about that, even though he was really doing the most to try to get her to have a reaction to that, you know. um but I'm gonna say this, like, I remember I said at the time, you was literally the only person that I had never seen on here just into just bullshit. But I'm gonna say this, and I don't want this to be taken like I'm trying to give you advice or nothing like that. I'm not, because you know, like I said, people gonna do what the fuck they want to do. But being too accommodating, it can make you like a tool. You see what I'm saying? And let me look up tool. Because you know how people used to call people a tool back in the day, but I meant tool in the original sense of the word, but tool slang. Because I looked it up before, but I'm going to tell you what the definition that I remember, and I'm just going to tell you what it says right now. Um, okay, it can describe a gullible person who is easily manipulated or used by others like an instrument. Okay, so this is what I remember. I looked this shit up so long ago. Um, it said it might have been Urban Dictionary, but it said tool, a person who lacks the mental capacity to realize that they're being used. So I'm gonna let you sit on it. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, I'm gonna let you sit on it. Uh, all right. So you say he not telling you to do anything. So do you think we believe that? So how the fuck are we gonna believe? Bro, all right, girl. I'm not about to argue with you. All right. So he not. All right. I'm always giggling when I speak on him. If you want to say that, girl. If you want to say that, I mean, um, did I want him to run interference for me? Okay, if you say so, girl. But let me tell you this. Let me respond this. Let me respond to what you just saying. Let me respond to what you just said. Let me respond to you, bitch. You think you're being messy, but let me respond to you. You said, did I want him to run interference for me? And did I feel like he dropped the ball for me? So this is the thing that you don't understand, Rogue. Remember a little while ago when I was talking about like when stock is falling and you just pull out of that shit. You and I'm not saying like okay, I didn't turn on him, he turned on me, but that's not the point. The point is that if you can cut your losses early. That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, um he did, try to embarrass me a few times. You see what I'm saying? And he did say shit. He said a couple things that I told to him in confidence. Just you don't just go around repeating shit that people tell you. You don't if you A know that they don't want you to repeat it, or B, you don't know if they're okay with you repeating it or not. But like I said, his opportunity to do that was very limited because I ain't know him like that. But this is what you don't understand. And this is what I meant when I said you already too deep into it. It from your point of view, I guess right now it looks good to you, but girl, does that make sense? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? I'm saying that you gonna ride that elevator all the way to the bottom. Okay, girl. um so did I want him to run interference for you? Girl, this is the thing. um Girl, I'm gonna just say this, and this is why I say I don't wish nothing on nobody. I promise you I don't. I promise you I don't. But girl, I'm trying to see how to say it. Because if I say it, it's gonna sound mean, or like it's gonna, you know. But all I'm gonna say is that when that day comes, girl, you're not gonna know what to do because like I said, you're not really like a strong-willed person. I'm just saying. I'm just this me being 100% real with you right now. I said I wasn't gonna entertain you, but this me being 100% real with you right now. Because actually, I did a live a couple of weeks ago, and I just asked a random question, and I said, if you really love somebody and they betray you or they turn on you, then and you still are okay, you can get over it eventually. What does that mean? That means you retained something for yourself, right? That means you didn't actually give them 100% of you. So this is what I'm saying, Rogue. You can ponder yourself whether you retained anything for yourself or whether you're gonna have anything left, when that day comes. So, but I'm concerned about you. So I'm gonna just say that. So do I feel that he should have defended me? Like I said, like if he was a normal person, I mean, I would say yeah. But the thing is, like, it took me some time to realize that he's not normal. So, I'm okay with that. Um, I don't believe that you came in on your own accord and wanted to respond. I don't believe that. Uh, um, Girl, Rogue, I'm saying that this not even you. Like, this not even you. That's all I'm saying. All right, so you was in the chat when I said what? He didn't start stuff between us. I just don't have beef. Okay, well, I mean, if you say you was in the chat when so then that kind of proves the point though. That kind of proves the point. Like, you see what you do you get what I'm saying? Like, who would you expect to be the emotional messy one in that situation? And who was, in fact, the one in that situation? You say he don't stir stuff up, he defensive of you, girl. Um You said you think I come from a place of trying to make sense of things, but these things run deeper than I even know. Oh, I definitely don't have ill intentions. Um, you said that you a bitch. How now? Oh, because you said something about did I want him to defend me? Or you was trying to make it seem like, girl, this is why, because you was trying to make it seem like I don't know, like this is the point I'm trying to make to you. Because you don't get it. You know what I mean? You don't get it. And you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it one day. And you know what? I hope you don't find out because that would mean that, he actually became a better person. But it's not looking good, girl. It's not looking good. Um, I throw shots. How is that throwing shots? Let me scroll back to what you said and what I was responding to, because you think I was throwing shots. You said, yet I'm always giggling when I speak on him. Okay, he you got that from him. That's what he said on my panel. So you said, did I want him to run interference for me? Okay, so is that not throwing shots? You think that's like you being cute? Like, and I'm trying to tell you, like, you think that this shit is good. You think shit's sweet. Girl, like you just don't know, girl. Girl. Um, uh, you said at the time he wasn't the target. That's not the point. That's not the point. It's just certain shit like it's certain shit is masculine and certain shit is not, And it wouldn't matter if I was his fucking enemy, or like actually it wouldn't matter like if I'd actually you don't take two grown ass adults coming at you and then try to throw them off on somebody else. You don't do that, number one. And number two, you don't throw them off on a female. That's number two. Number three, you don't throw them off on a female that actually defended you at one point, because that makes you look weak. That's all I'm saying. Whether I feel he should have defended me, like that's, if it's in him, it's in him. If it's not, it's not. But like I said, the price that you gonna pay, girl, you gonna find out it's not worth it, girl. Um, yeah, because I got too much goddamn pride to do something like that. And like I said, I'm a female, so I don't know. Like I said, but they don't make them like they used to, girl. So yeah, so don't try to say that I was throwing shots because you was trying to throw shots. Um, you said it's all love. If the real conversation, then we can have it. I'm not sure. I think you skipped a word. Um, and like I said, I never had a problem with you. I never did. uh that's why I was like, okay, I'm blocked, why? Like, but no, this is my thing. Why are you not concerned about who the fuck blocked me from your chat? You think that was a coincidence? And I don't even care. Like, I'm just saying, ask yourself that, what the fuck is going on? Why? Okay, girl, are you gonna try to figure that out? Are you gonna ask some questions about that shit? Okay, you said if that day comes, you'll be okay. But thank you. What else you gonna say? And then this thing is, it's not my fucking concern. You say thank you for your concern. I'm not concerned. Like, it's your life. Everything that I did in my motherfucking life. I had to deal with it, and it's gonna be the same for everybody else. So your will and resolve is stronger than what I give you credit for. I don't believe you. Um. Uh. I told people you went to college there. Huh? What you mean? You said you went to Ursuline, and that's a high school, right? I remember saying that you told me you went to Ursuline. I don't know where you went to college. So what you mean? I'm not sure. And I was fucking with y'all. I don't know where you're from, but no, you don't sound like you're from any part of New Orleans or Louisiana. Yeah, I mean it's possible. Hey Tiff. Um, apparently you can't do shit on your own accord. Girl, it was disrespectful for you to say, that I was giggling when I brought him up, and that I thought he should have defended me. So wait, so this is the thing, y'all. Y'all know he told her to say this, right? According to my beliefs about her, I'm seeing her as weaker because I'm not confrontational and I'm taking advantage. Now y'all know he told her to say that, right? Um, it's not about you unblocking me. It don't matter. Um, you said you went to, so you didn't say you went to Ursuline? You didn't say you went to Ursuline? Oh, you know what? I'm confusing you with somebody. My bad. I'm confusing you. I know who the fuck I'm confusing you with. Okay, my bad. You might have said Isadora Newman. I'm confusing you with somebody. My bad, Joe. My bad. I said the wrong thing. I said she went to Ursuline. She didn't go to Ursuline. She went to Isidore Newman. I don't really know too much about Isidore Newman. I remember who went to Ursuline, but so I said the wrong school. So my bad, y'all. My bad. Um, I was wrong. I was incorrect. I misspoke. Um, but you said I'm taking advantage of the fact that you're not confrontational. I mean, what are you talking about? Do you realize you in my chat? Like, you realize that? I mean, where do you think you are right now? I wasn't talking about you until you came in here. So, but anyway, May. What was I gonna say about May? Fuck. Now I gotta fucking try to remember. Shit. What was I gonna? Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh fuck. I don't forgot what I was gonna say about May, bro. Oh damn, I forgot. May, y'all. All right, girl. Rogue, you kind of digging yourself deeper because like I said, it would be different if that wasn't exactly what he said. Um when he hit my panel. But it's like, girl, like is anything in there? Like is anybody home, girl? What you mean? Do me like this? What you mean? Girl, I'm not doing nothing to you. Um okay, you said something from the stream. What the fuck? What was I gonna say about May, y'all? Because I'm about to end this, and when I end it, it's gonna go on private because this is all over the place, y'all. I had too much caffeine today. I'm crashing. Rogan, that's what I'm saying. Like honestly, I do believe that what you just said. He tells you how to do everything and what to say. I 100% believe that. But at the same time, in my experience, you can't. Ain't no, I ain't really got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to say. You know, um, I don't have anything to say. But I don't remember what I was gonna say. Me, damn, I forgot. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave you a comment, or I'm gonna send you an inbox when I remember because I do not remember, y'all. Okay, that's about everything that I had to say, y'all. I wish that I would have been more organized today. But you know, um it was a lack of, I mean, it was a combination of a lack of planning or a lack of notice, and yeah, just the spontaneity. Um, some lives are more organized than others, so I'm a I think I'm gonna call it Rogue. I wish you the best. Honestly, I honestly really do. I honestly really do. Um, all right, y'all. I think that's it. Oh yeah, so um trying to see how I'm gonna say the last thing I want to say. Because I don't really think that's what I'm saying. That's why I like a lot of shit. I don't be worrying about saying because I don't say it enough shit, and I'm not talking about with regard to any specific situation, but I'm just saying I don't wasted enough words. I don't wasted enough breath in my life to know when not to, what I'm saying, waste my time. But I'm gonna just say um to him, um he ain't shit, but he know that already. He know that. And I would say focus on what you got going on. I'm gonna just say that if that's what it's really about, then just focus on that. You ain't gotta make it about nobody else. You ain't gotta make it about comparing nobody to nobody, or you ain't gotta make it about. You ain't gotta be trying to see what you could do to hurt somebody. You ain't gotta do, because then, well, this is the thing. When you doing shit like that, it's gonna make it seem like this shit is fake. That's what I'm saying. That's what's gonna make it look fake, because if ain't no fucking way. Like if so, let's just say you go up here. Like I said, if you want to go up to the top of the damn mountain and say, I love strawberry ice cream, I fucking love strawberry ice cream, but at the same damn time you see a carton of caramel ice cream next to you, and you feel like you got to kick that shit all the way down the mountain, and you want to make sure people see you do it. It's start making people wonder, like, what is this really about? It's like, we know that you'll pay for people to pay attention to you. We know that. We know you'll pay to hurt people. Um, we know you'll pay for entertainment. We know this, right? We know this. We know you'll pay to, I guess, willpower in whatever way you can. If that's on YouTube panels, then that's, I guess, where it's gonna be, right? So it's not that far fetched to think that you would do other shit just for the purpose of getting attention or for the purpose of hurting somebody. So, I'm gonna just say that. And and like I said, a good person is a good person. A loving person is a loving person. So if it looked too good to be true, girl, it just might be, girl. So, but with that being said, girl, I wish you well, because guess what? If y'all live happily ever after, I would know that you know, something changed, and that would be a great thing. I would never wish you no harm. And to you, do I mean, all I can say is I wish you well. I think it's already too late for you, but girl, I'm gonna just say this, girl, like, um you don't never give nobody 100%. I'm gonna just say that. And that's kind of what I was talking about uh a couple of weeks ago. You trust people, but it's like you don't never trust nobody 100%. So you just always gotta be prepared. So that's it, y'all. That's it, y'all. But thank y'all for coming through. Thank y'all for everybody who stayed. This was longer than I expected it to be. It was definitely way more confusing than I expected it to be. This was just kind of like off the cuff. Yeah, that was just two things that I just noticed today. And you know people got to start asking some real questions. And when I say people, I'm talking about people need to start asking themselves some real questions. But y'all have a good night. Y'all, thank y'all for coming through. Bye, y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Bye. Let me see.